good, YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to you with that instant basketball playoff analysis on the New York Knicks losing back-to-back games to the Atlanta Hawks again in the clutch, 109 to 108. Atlanta ended up winning the first quarter 33 to 21. The Knicks won the second quarter 29 to 25, 30 to 30 on the third. And then New York did win that fourth quarter though, 28 to 21. Brunson and them was making it difficult to close them out. They even got the lead, and it was seeming like everything was going their way, and everything seemed like it was going in the direction that they can be able to win it. And then CJ and Jalen Johnson came through and knocked down some clutch baskets, and then some good defense at the last possession, making it tough for the Knicks to be able to execute what they really wanted to do, and was able to knock the ball free and was able to run out the clock to get the win by one. OG Anunoby for the New York Knicks, we're going to talk about them first. He played 37 minutes, had 29 points. He went 9 to 16 from the field, 4 of 8 from 3, 7 to 7 from the free throw line. He did get 9 rebounds, 1 assist, no turnovers, and a steal. He also had 3 blocks, and that ended up being the most on the team. So that was really good. 4 offensive boards out of the 9, 3 personal fouls in the -4 and plus minus. This is a really, really wasted game from OG. I love what he was doing defensively. I loved his confidence in tough situations and throughout the game, and the fact that he was attacking and was even getting to the free throw line because of that. This is the type of performance that you look at OG and you say, we needed this. We need more of this. And even then, they still lost the game. Towns gave you a double-double. That's what you want to see from him. 34 minutes for him, 21 points, 7 and 12. 7 to 12 from the field, 1 to 3 from the three-point line, 6 to 6 from the free throw line. He took the shots that was open, took the shots that he was able to create for himself, and then he was also able to get 4 offensive rebounds out of that 17. Even then, they still had 13 that was defensive. He had 4 assists, 3 turnovers, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. He was a plus 22 and plus minus. He had 2 personal fouls. This is another good performance from him. You just want to see him do this again. He didn't have a bad game. He didn't really do much wrong in this one, especially because you look at the numbers. He basically did everything you could. You know, he may have some miscommunications here and there, but his teammates did too. I like what the Knicks was trying to do on the perimeter defensively, but I just feel like some of their shot making wasn't there from guys like Josh Hart. He played 40 minutes. He had 2 points, but he went 1 of 9 from the field and 0 of 4 from 3. He did have 9 rebounds and 6 assists, so he made some things happen. You have to take it because he also had 2 steals, 2 turnovers, 2 offensive rebounds, 3 personal fouls, and was a plus 3 in plus minus. Mikal Bridges, 21 minutes. He ended up not scoring a basket, and he didn't play as much, and that's sad because you definitely need him. He's one of the key and most important players. He did go 0-3 from the field, 0-2 from 3 when he was out there. He had 1 rebound, 2 assists, 4 turnovers, 2 personal fouls, and he finished the game as a minus 26 and plus minus. And Jalen Brunson was coming alive when it mattered, but he did go 0-5 from 3. They needed those to go down, or at least 2 of them. Then he went 4 or 5 from the free throw line, got a nice and 1 on CJ when it was in a clutch, and he was getting buckets, in the clutch anyway. But 11 to 23 from the field, you taking that. He's the smallest guy on the court, but he doesn't play like it. He did have 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 turnovers, and 2 steals. He also had 3 personal fouls and was a plus 1 and plus minus. Mitchell Robinson played 11 minutes. He had 2 points. He went 1 of 2 from the field. He made his only shot and missed the other one. He still gave you 4 boards off the bench in those 11 minutes, no turnovers and a steal. He also had 2 offensive rebounds, no personal. Was a minus 18 and plus minus. He looked a little too slow out there defensively, and that's always going to be a problem when you play a big guy that's trying to guard the perimeter, trying to move all around and still trying to protect the paint when he can. It can be that way. Paleo basketball, they try to expose as much as they can. Jordan Clarkson played 17 minutes. He had 8 points. He went 4 of 11 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3. He missed his only free throw. He tried to score in the paint, tried to score it on the perimeter. He just needed somebody to make shots. He was trying to do that. He did it as best as he could, but you wanted to be a little bit more efficient since the game was close. He did have 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 2 rebounds, all was offensive. He had no personal. Was a plus 1 and plus minus. Landry Shamet played 3 minutes. He didn't score a basket because he didn't take none. He also had no turnovers, no personal fouls. It was a minus 2 and plus minus. Jose Alvarado played 6 minutes. He ended up having 5 points. He went 2 or 3 from the field. He missed his only three, which was his only shot that he missed. And then he went 1-on-1 from the free throw line. He didn't get no assist, didn't get any stops or defensive moments in this one, but you just have to be ready. He was ready to score when he could. He had no turnovers as well. He did get one personal foul, was a +2 and plus minus. And Miles McBride, he was just launching threes a lot in this one, and then he couldn't make any of his 2 pointers, and he took no free throws. He went 5 of 10 from three, 5 of 14 from the field, gave you 15 points off the bench in 31 minutes. He had 1 rebound, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, and 2 steals, and 3 personal fouls, and finished as a +16 and plus minus. You just got to be happy that he was able to make some shots, just like Jordan Clarkson, because they needed that, especially with Mikal being out for the rest of the game. So somebody had to come in and play at a decent level, and he made some defensive plays and made some shots. You just had to just live with that decision, since that's what you had to do in that situation. And then you look at the Hawks. Onyeka Okongwu played 37 minutes. He had 9 points. He went 4 of 7 from the field, 1 of 4 from three. He grabbed 7 boards, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 1 steal. He had 2 blocks, 2 offensive rebounds, 3 personal fouls, and was a -4 and plus minus. I didn't really have a problem with his shot selection. I didn't really have a problem with his game. He did a lot of the little things that he normally does, and he tried to find a way to get high percentage looks. You have to be happy with those type of shots and results, even on the defensive end. He gave effort. That's all you can really want from him. Jalen Johnson, 38 minutes. He ended up having 24 points. That was game high for the Hawks. He went 8 of 19 from the field, 2 of 6 from three. He also went 6 of 10 from the free throw line. Sometimes you just wish he had a little bit better of a jump shot, even if it's from three, even if it's just from mid range. You just wish he can shoot just a little bit better. Other than that, he had 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 steals, and 1 block. Gave you everything else. Like I said, defense was, could have been better in some instances. But other than that, solid game, filled up the stat sheet, nothing new there. 1 offensive rebound, 3 personal fouls. He was a +2 and plus minus. CJ McCollum, 35 minutes, 23 points. He also went 8 of 19 from the field and hit the biggest shot of the game that gave them the lead, and they still had to play defense to make sure they got it when it comes to the win, and they did. But he went 2 of 4 from three, 5 of 7 from the free throw line. It seemed like he was taking shots that he felt comfortable with. He didn't really force a lot, but he did get in some situations where they were trying to take the ball out of his hands and try to make him make fast and quick decisions. He did get 4 turnovers, so it worked sometimes. And like I said, sometimes he ended up settling, but defense can be like that in the playoffs, especially is the toughest situation you can be in, really. He had 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 3 offensive rebounds, 3 personal fouls, and was a -6 and plus minus. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 38 minutes for him. He had 14 points. He still hasn't really been that efficient in this series, but they still up 2-1. So he's going to have at least one good game or one great game before it's over, whoever wins it. But he went 4 of 12 from the field, 3 of 7 from three, and 3 of 3 from the free throw line. He did have 3 rebounds, 2 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 personal foul, and was a -11 and plus minus. He gave you what he could. You just want better. And then Dyson Daniels, he didn't really take a lot of shots as usual. 33 minutes, he had 8 points. He went 3 of 7 from the field, 1 of 2 from three, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He did have 13 boards, which was the most on the team, and he can do that. He also gave you 6 assists. He's always looking to move the ball, but it came with a cost. He ended up having 5 turnovers. He was in some situations where he didn't even know what he really wanted to do, and it helped the defense be able to capitalize off of that. He did lead the team in steals, though, with 3, which is something that he usually wants to do, and was able to accomplish that tonight. He had a block, 3 offensive boards, 1 personal foul, and was a +4 and plus minus. Corey Kispert, 5 minutes. He missed his only field goal. He had 1 rebound, 1 assist, no turnover, 1 personal foul, and was a 0 and plus minus. And then Jonathan Kuminga played 28 minutes. He had 21 points with a big night from him, whether it was inside the paint or scoring from the perimeter. He went 9 of 14 from the field, 2 of 4 from three, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He had the most rebounds off the bench with 4. He also had 1 turnover, 1 steal, the most steals off the bench. He had the most blocks also off the bench with 1. I mean, the starting lineup, they all got a steal or more and all got a block or more. You don't really know Atlanta for being one of the best defensive teams against the better teams, but tonight they ended up getting it done, especially when it mattered too. 2 offensive rebounds, 3 personal fouls, and was a +3 and plus minus. And Miami Gay hit a really nice wide open three, but he finished 1 of 3 from the 3-point line. But he still had a good enough game where he finished 2 of 4 from the field with 5 points in 11 minutes. He did have 1 rebound, 1 assist, no turnover, 1 offensive rebound, which was his only one in a personal foul. He was a +5 and plus minus, and then gave Vincent 14 minutes, 5 points, 1 of 3 from the field. You're just happy that he made a shot because he also went 2 of 2 from the free throw line. So he gave you 5, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 turnover. His rebound was offensive. He had a personal foul, was a +12 and plus minus. And then 86 field goals by the Hawks. They shot 45%. 93 for the Knicks. They shot 43%. 33 threes taken by the Hawks. They shot 39%. 35 by the Knicks. They shot 29%. They got to improve that going forward in this series. And then 26 free throws taken by the Hawks. They shot 69%. They got to do better at that, especially in close games. And then 20 taken by the Knicks. They shot 90%, only missing 2. 45 rebounds by the Hawks, 46 for the Knicks. Both teams had 19 assists. 16 turnovers for the Hawks, 15 for the Knicks. Both teams had 10 steals, but the Hawks had 8 blocks while the Knicks had only 5. 13 offensive rebounds for the Hawks, 14 for the Knicks. 32 defensive rebounds for both teams, and also 17 personal fouls for both teams. But the Hawks did take more free throws, as I said before, but they still shot a worse percentage, and that's something that you definitely don't want to do going forward in this series if you want to finish with the win in the series and get it done. But the Hawks, we all thought this wasn't going to be a sweep. We all thought this was going to be a longer series. Both teams match up well against each other. Both teams know how to play against each other, even though the Hawks made some moves and some changes on their roster before the season was over at the trade deadline. But the Hawks, they got shooters, they got creators, they got guys that can attack the paint, they got guys that can space the floor, they got guys that can make plays defensively enough to where they can stay in games with a chance to win them. And then guys are very confident to be able to take those possessions and be able to take the shots without a fear, especially against the Knicks defense. But I like this game. I mean, both teams were throwing haymakers in this game until it was over. Like, both teams was driving, both teams were shooting threes, both teams were taking tough shots. Whoever wanted this one was going to win, and the Hawks wanted it again a little bit more than the Knicks. And the Knicks did battle back from double figures and made it more of a fight, made it more tougher for the Hawks to get the win. But they got to play better. I mean, it sounds easy. That's what you're supposed to say. That's what we're supposed to think. But the Knicks keep getting themselves in situations that they shouldn't be in as a number 3 seed. And that's been the biggest question about the Knicks. How good are they really? One minute they look like one of the best teams in the league. Next minute they look like a good team. Is you great or is you good? Well, we thought the Hawks was good. We thought the Knicks was great. The Knicks got to find a way to win this series. I ain't got too much advice because I'm watching the games and saying, I like that, and then you lost by 1. So you did enough to get the win, and you was up in this game even in the fourth quarter, coming back from a double-digit lead. It just, you got to give credit to the Hawks for being ready. You got to give credit for the Hawks for making plays and making, it done, getting it done in New York and getting it done in Atlanta. Now they got another game in Atlanta, and I know the crowd really going to be going crazy because if they can get a lead and win again, it's over for the Knicks is what most people going to say, especially because we don't know what's going to happen with Miguel. So it's a tough game to swallow if you the Knicks. You look at it, we was right there. We was almost where we needed to be to get this win. One move that worked before didn't work at the end, and it cost them a game. Got to give credit to the Hawks for putting themselves in a position. Got to give credit to the Hawks for being able to finish them off and believing that they can win and believing that they can play at a high level, even against a higher seed, even going against a team that had home court advantage in the series. And now they looking like the better team, and now they looking like they can win it, and we'll see if they do. Comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell to get that analysis when it first come out. Y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good. Peace. And I'll see y'all later today, hopefully with more analysis.